Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. I got sent the new Wild Nothing collection from Colourpop and I'm very excited. I did not expect to receive this collection. Colourpop, if you see this, thank you. I'm really happy to be trying these things out. Whenever I first saw this collection reveal, I was really pumped about the blushes and the lip oils, and the lip oils were automatically something that was going to be on my to buy in the future list because they looked really good, and I'm just so grateful that I get to try these out for you guys. This collection has already launched. You can use code 5ButeBean most likely. Sometimes my code doesn't work on new releases, but it will save you $5 if it does work. It's not affiliated, it's just a code for you. This collection includes an eyeshadow palette, blushes, lip oils, cream shadows, jelly much shadows. It includes a lot and I'm pretty pumped about it. I do have some critiques that I will get into, but for the most part I'm excited about this theming and I feel like it's a well-rounded collection as far as products go. Before we hop into it, this wig is either a Chrisma brand wig or it's found from a local shop. I can't remember where I got this one. I do have an FAQ down in my description box if you need to see the spelling of Chrisma. I have no clue where this hat's from. Maybe a Target. Maybe Amazon. I've had it for a few years. I don't know off the top of my head. It's a very cheap hat though. It's nothing that exciting. Okay, now that I think I got all the basics out of the way, let's just hop in and chat about these products and then I will show you how I play with them on my face. I guess let's hop in and talk about the palette first. This is the Wild Nothing palette. I love the packaging for one. There's this raised texture with the Wild Nothing lettering. I really like the cactus print on the front. I think it's beautiful to look at. The inside, I have two thoughts about it. First off the bat, I think it's a pretty color story. I think these colors together are very appealing. I like the way these tones play off of each other. But then when I really think about them as eyeshadows, I don't think they did the best job catering to a very large audience with this color story. I feel like darker skin tones would have a hard time with this. A lot of these pulled ashy on the swatches that I saw on darker skin tones. There are definitely some shades that looked beautiful on the deeper skin, but a lot of these mattes looked very ashy and I feel like they could have done a little bit better of a job at that. I do think this collection is definitely a little more geared towards light to medium skin. I don't think deep dark skin tones would have the best time with this collection just based on the swatches that I saw and the complaints that I've seen. But beyond that, I do like the colors themselves, just like as a color palette. I think it's really pretty. It doesn't necessarily give me desert vibes, but I also really like just these muted tones together. I think it's pleasing to the eye. I'm super happy there's no glitters in this palette. It includes mattes, shimmers, some sequin shadows, which through Colourpop, those are the matte shadows that have some sparkle in them, and also a couple Super Shock shadows. I'm happy with the shadow selection in here, and I'm so happy there's no glitters. They also launched some cream shadows. They came out with 4 of them. I'm only gonna be keeping one. This is the shade Bronco. It's the one that closest matches my skin tone. I know that I personally won't use these as cream shadows. I'll pop a picture up of what all 4 of them look like up here. I personally won't use them for the purpose of cream shadows, and these are advertised to also be eyeshadow bases, so I figured I would only try and keep the one that I would use as an eyeshadow base, and I'll save the others for a future giveaway because I just don't need to open and touch on things that I know I won't get use out of. They came out with 2 Jelly Much shadows. I haven't played with the Jelly Much shadow in forever, so I'm kind of excited to play with these again. The 2 shades are Mojave Moves. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I'm so sorry. And Mystical. Mystical is this rosy one. The one that I don't think I'm pronouncing correct is that very light one. They look really pretty swatched out. Again, I haven't played with Jelly Much shadows in a while. I don't think these are necessarily something I'll reach for all the time, just because they are just something I have to pull out of a drawer. It's not super convenient, but they are cute and they're colors I could see pairing with a lot of things. Now to get to my favorite parts of this collection, the blushes and the lip oils. They came out with 3 blushes, which I'm thrilled about because I can't get enough blush. I just can't. I love the cactus print on the front. It's so freaking cute. I just love this little compact. It's adorable. The blushes include 3 shades and I'll have them swatched on my hand as I'm showing you them in the little clips, but the first one is Crossroads. It's the one I'm actually wearing on my cheeks right now. I really like this blush so far. I think it's a really pretty color and I can definitely see wearing this one more often. Honestly, all of these I could see wearing, but this one seems to be my favorite just based off first impressions. The second one is On the Horizon. It's a really pretty pink. I definitely obviously prefer the one I just talked about because I said it was my favorite, but I could still see myself using this one. It's a really cute shade. My least favorite of the 3 is this one called Wayfarer. It's a really pretty orangey neutral kind of tone. It's a little bit paler than the other 2. I'll definitely use it. I'll try it out. It's just not my favorite just based on how it looks and how it's swatched. but I do still think it's pretty. I don't dislike it. I just like it the least out of the three. And the lip oils, I'm so pumped about these. This is a new formula from them, unless I'm mistaken, but I think they said this was a new formula. I'm so pumped. They came out with 5. I'm just gonna talk about them in the order that they came in the box from lightest to darkest, and then you'll be able to see the swatches when I pull that up on the screen. The clear one is called Dewdrop. I will totally get a lot of use out of this clear one. I love a good clear gloss. The second to lightest is Skinny Dip, a really cute pale neutrally tone. I'll probably use this one a lot on days that I want something on my lips, but I also don't really want to wear anything. I might be this one. The middle one is Playa Vista, just a slightly darker neutral tone than the one I just showed you. None of these are going to have insane pigmentation. You'll be able to see that on the swatches, but they're really cute, and if you like very sheer lip oily type things, you might really like these. Granted, I've only worn this one that I'm wearing for about 15-20 minutes now, but so far I'm really liking the feeling, and I just know that this is something I'm going to use a lot. The one that I'm currently wearing is Hot Shot. It's just like a, in the tube it looks kind of like a terracotta neutral, but on my lips it just looks like a slightly darker than my lips but very shiny kind of color. I love the shine these bring. I keep looking at my lips in the mirror and I'm like, that's nice. And finally, the last one is called Bangle. It's a really cute rosy tone. I could definitely see using this one as well. Literally, I can see myself pulling all of these out. Prepare yourselves. I'm sure I'm going to be using these a lot in my videos. Okay, I think we got through the basics of like what all we're going to be playing with. I showed you some swatches. Let's just get into the look. I played with as much as possible. I only have one face, so I obviously didn't use everything, but I will try to use the things that I didn't use today in future videos just so we can see them in action. All right, let's just hop right into it. Hi, hello, how's it going? Let's play with some of these products. I think it's gonna be fun. Let me go ahead and tuck my wig, expose my secrets. I don't glue my wigs down. People always want me to do like a wig video. I'm like such a novice at wigs, it's not even funny. I just slap it on and call it a day. So we do have some blushes to try out. I thought we'd start there. I love the little cactus packaging so much. How freaking cute is that? I think the one that I want to use is Crossroads. It's just like a really pretty terracotta neutral kind of tone. I think it's really cool, and I want that on my face. I love when Colourpop comes out with more blushes because I personally can never have enough blush. It's literally always exciting to me. I don't care how redundant blush gets or how much people don't like it. It will always be an exciting thing for me. Look how pretty that color is. And there's such a pretty glow with it. Ooh, I like this color. I like it a lot. Love that sheen. It's a cute one. It's a cute blush. I feel like this blush color goes with this hair color in my wig really well too. I think it just complements nicely. And I have to blush my nose. If that makes you mad, then sorry, not sorry. All right, so moving away from blush. This is unrelated to the collection, but still relevant and something you guys really wanted to see. A lovely, sweet angel of a subscriber actually gifted me the new Colourpop Freckle pen. I wasn't planning on purchasing this just because I literally couldn't justify buying a freckle product when I have so many right now, but she was so sweet and bought it for me. She got me the shade Soft Brown. I believe Colourpop came out with 2 shades, and I'm really pumped to try it out. Thank you so much for sending me this. I'm so excited, and you guys really wanted to hear my thoughts just because freckles are my game. So I'm just gonna focus this kind of around the nose heavily, and then as I get like to the more cheeky portion of my face and my forehead, I will disperse them a little more. How do I feel so far? I don't hate it. It's a cute color. So far it feels like it has a little more pigment to it first off the bat than like the Lime Crime ones. I feel like the Lime Crime ones are a little bit more desaturated in color right off the bat, so it kind of just depends on what you'd want to go with, but at the same time these are probably less than half the price, so that's pretty cool. I think I like it. It's cute. It feels very similar to the Lime Crime one, but just with a little bit more pigmentation. I like it. I don't mind it at all. I still stand by that I prefer the freckle products that are more like a tint, like the Freck freckle product or the Lottie London freckle tint. I like that type of product a little bit more. But for something really quick and easy and cheap, I like this so far. I will definitely keep playing around with it. I have no complaints. I am just going to throw on some highlight real quick. I'm just going to use the Soul Body Platinum Face and Body Highlight. I've been using this weekend. I'm liking it and I don't feel like pulling something else out, so we're just going to stick with what was on my desk. Oh, it's such a pretty highlight. This one, it gets me every time. It's so lovely. Quick little douse of setting spray and then we will move on to the eyes. Hello, let's do some eyes. I've really been into these Celsius drinks ever since Julia Mazzucato turned me onto them. This one in particular is the Raspberry Acai Green Tea one. It's non-carbonated and it's delicious. I love it a lot. So I probably talked about this in the intro, but I'll reiterate a little bit just in case I forget to talk about it in the intro. But they did come out with 4 cream shadows that can also be used as an eyeshadow base. So for me, I feel like it reminds me of the MAC paint pots, but I can't really say for sure if that's what it's similar to because I never tried those and MAC isn't cruelty free, so I'll never try those. But I decided I'm only going to use one shade, like I'm only going to keep one shade. I'm just going to put the other 3 aside for like a future giveaway or something like that because I know that I'm not going to use them for the intention of like a cream eyeshadow. I would more so use it for an eyeshadow base, and this is the only color that I feel like would suit me for an eyeshadow base. So we're just going to use the shade Bronco. They say you can use it as an eyeshadow base, so that's what we're going to try it out as. I'm pretty comfortable with Colourpop's formula. I doubt there's really a difference in this formula versus their other palettes that I'm used to, so I'll be able to tell pretty quick if this works as a good eyeshadow primer or not, just based on how the eyeshadows work on top of it. Just dipping my grubby little finger in there, and I'm just going to smear this across my lid. I'm not going to do a thick layer because I'm scared of it a little bit, but just a thin little layer just to get a little bit of a base going on. It's very, very tacky feeling and a little like not easy to blend. I feel like I wouldn't even like this as a cream eyeshadow if I were to use it for that purpose. That looks pretty ugly on my lid, I'm not gonna lie. We will just see how these shadows go over top of it. Yeah, I don't know if I like this so far. We shall see. So obviously I want to play with this green. Like I think that's a given. It's so pretty. But I also really want to play with these really nice Super Shock shadows. They're very cushiony when you touch them. Obviously I'll use just kind of like these browns in the crease. This is a sequin shadow, but I might use it as like a matte shadow because when you blend it, those little sparkles go away. I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna start with this shade Come Together. It's like a mid-toned mauve-ish brown kind of shade. I'm just using this blending brush from MOTD Cosmetics. This specifically is the Blending Bestie brush. I'm just gonna start working that through my crease. A little bit heavier focus in my outer corner. I don't think I'm gonna do a half cut crease, but I do still want like more of a heavy focus in the outer corner with just my regular look that I'm going for. So far I'm not having issues with the shadow blending, so this might work okay as a base, but it definitely like, it felt a little rough trying to spread it on. It didn't feel super creamy and glidey. But I guess that might mean it won't really crease, so who's to say if that's a good thing or not? Taking this under the lower lash line as well because that's just what I feel like doing. Again, I don't really have a firm plan with this look. I'm just kind of rolling with it. It's a brown. It looks pretty. It performed nicely. That's all I have to say about it. I'm gonna take No Bounds now, this darker brown, and I'm gonna take another one. I guess this is also from MOTD Cosmetics. This is called the Come Through Contour Brush. I'm going to just plop this in my outer corner to start deepening things up. I'm using kind of the angle of this brush to really kind of place it down and get that shape how I want it. I'm just gonna take and carry this up close to the topper, like close to my brow at the front here, just to really widen my eye in the center, or the front. I'm getting my words all mixed up. I'm so sorry. I'm like in concentration mode. I'm also going to just smudge a little of that out here in the outer half of my lower lash line. I don't want to bring it too far in just because, again, I want that inner part of my eye to stay very open. I'm just going to take and press this shadow in my little outer corner as well, not just in like the crease. I want it a little bit on the lid as well. Something like that. I'm going to take that brush I had at the beginning with just a teensy bit more of Come Together, holding the very end of my brush so I have light pressure. I'm just going to do light little blends and sweeps just to diffuse this edge a tiny bit more. Again, I still want it to be dramatic and I still want that shape to be there. I just want a more diffused version of it. So far, these are performing how I would expect from Colourpop, but it's also just browns. It's not that surprising, but good to know that that weird cream eyeshadow isn't causing problems underneath the surface. I'm gonna take this fluffy brush now, also from MOTD Cosmetics. I did not do that on purpose. This is the Seamless Sheer Blend. I was just grabbing blending brushes. And I'm gonna take Vagabond. I don't know what that means. I'll have 500 of you letting me know what that means in the comments, I'm sure. And I'm just gonna take this, especially in this outer portion, just to really help buff and blend this area some more, just because, again, I want a little bit of diffusion going on. We like to blend here in this household. I've never been to like a real desert, like ever. But I also haven't really been out west ever. The farthest west I've been really is Alabama. I've been to Texas once on the eastern part of it just for a funeral, so I don't really count it. It wasn't like a fun trip. We didn't go do anything. But yeah, I've never been to a desert. I really want to go though. I think it might be fun. So I'm pretty happy with where this crease action has landed me. I think I want the outer half to be this seashells shade. I think that might be cute. And then on the inner portion, I think I'm gonna use Spirited, but I might use Stallion or Salton. Goodness, it is not called Stallion. I was thinking Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one for sure. I'm not sure which Super Shock I want on the inner portion just yet. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little eyeshadow brush with my glitter primer. I'm not worried about having like a super precise flat brush because I'm not trying to do a cut crease today. I just want a blended look, you know? Dipping right into that seashells shade. It's a really, really pretty color. Ooh, I like that color. I like that color a lot. Really, really pretty. I'm gonna take my little brush that I have with the darker matte just to lightly smudge out here. I kind of got that shadow a little everywhere, which my fault for using a big fluffy brush for that, but it's okay. Just gonna lightly blend that edge so it's a little softer. Oh, I can't decide which to use. They're both really cute. I think I might use Salton, and I'll use this one in the inner corner. We'll see. I'm gonna take Salton. I'm just gonna use that same exact brush. I'm just gonna flip it over to the cleaner side. I might switch to my finger if this doesn't seem to work. Sometimes with the Super Shocks, a brush just is not the way to go. Although that seems to be working out okay. It's not looking bad. Again, just kind of blending right at the edge. It's a pretty color. I feel like it doesn't stand out next to that like dusty green shade as much as I thought it might, but it's still cute. I feel like I should use one of these jelly shadows, maybe on the lower lash line. I mean, I guess that's the only other place I can put it at this point. I'm gonna use this one called Mystical. It's like a really cute rosy tone. I'm just gonna take that on this little smudgy brush. It's from Luxie, it's a 111. Just gonna load some of that product up on here. I haven't used a Jelly Much shadow in forever. I only owned one back when they first released, and it dried out really quick. So I wasn't really inclined to pick more up. And I even kept it sealed the way the bottle told me to. Just gonna be pressing some here just to add a little bit of sparkle. I feel like that was a bad idea. I don't think that looks pretty at all. Oh, not a good spot for that shadow. Just gonna try to buff the edge a little bit just so it's not as ugly. I feel like it's not so bad now that I kind of smudged it a little. It just looks like I have kind of teary eyes, and I'm okay with that, honestly. For my inner corner, I guess let's go in with Spirited. Might as well use another shadow. Just gonna load it up in there, give a little pop. I do not like this lower lash line. I'm gonna take that brown, just a tiny bit more on that angled brush from before. I'm just gonna add a little bit of brown into that just to add a little bit of depth. I just do not think that looks good on the lower lash line. It would probably be really pretty on the lid, but down here, not so much. I really like a shimmery lower lash line, but that just, I don't know. It didn't do good things for me, so we fix our mistakes. It's okay. I feel like that looks better, adding just a little bit of depth. I don't know, I'm overthinking it. This look is not that like outlandish. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm gonna leave this look. I'm going to repeat it on the other eye, throw on my lashes. I'll pick one of these lip oils to throw on my lips. I'm not sure which one I wanna use just yet. And I'll be back when I'm complete. All right, this is the finished look. I think it's really pretty. I know it's not like, obviously it's not the most colorful thing. This isn't meant to be a colorful palette. It's not the most outlandish look I've ever done, but I think it's really soft. It's pretty. I feel cute. I'm okay with it. I'm really excited about these blushes so far. I think this blush looks so pretty on my skin. I think I'm gonna be using it for a while. The eye pencil I went with is called Vanilla from NYX. I just wanted something to kind of complement what we had going on the lid. Nothing too crazy. My lashes are from Esta Co. They're in the style Bad. It's my first time wearing them, and they're lovely. I think they're just very piecey, but they're very long. I like these ones a lot. The lip oil I decided to go with is called Hot Shots. I like this a lot so far. I've only been wearing it like 10 minutes, but so far I really like the way it feels. I like the color of it. It's obviously not going to give you like a ton of pigment, but I think it's really nice and it feels so good on the lips. I really like this texture. I think I'm probably going to use all 5 of these very frequently because it feels really nice. But yeah, this is the final look. I feel very cute. I guess I should just zoom out and give you my thoughts thus far on everything I tried today. Hello, welcome back. We are finishing this up now. I'm pretty pleased. The palette's not like the most thrilling thing in the world as far as like like what it does. Like you're gonna get very basic muted looks out of it, but the shadows are pretty. I didn't have a problem with them. I'm sure I'll pick this palette up from time to time. I would probably take it traveling with me if I were to ever travel again, because it'd be really nice to just throw on really quick, pretty looks. But I mean, so far I don't have a problem with it, and I could see a lot of people liking this kind of color story, so there's that. The cream shadow, I might play around with this some more as an eyeshadow base, but I think for the most part this might just be something that I don't love. Ultimately, I don't know. There's other things I'd rather use as an eyeshadow base, and I just don't love cream eyeshadows. On top of the fact that it's a very not emollient kind of texture, it was kind of hard to blend onto my lid. I don't know. I'm leaning towards not liking it, but I also don't hate it. I don't know. The Jelly Much shadows, obviously I only used the one. It's a pretty color. I don't feel like I put it in the correct spot because it did not look good. I feel like it looks better now that I've kind of worked with it. But I could totally see these being beautiful on the lid. I will try to remember to play with these. I'm really bad at remembering to play with stuff like this because it's just not in a palette. It's not easy access. I have to actually remember to use stuff like this, but I will try to because the colors are really pretty and I want to try to get use out of these before they dry out on me. The blushes. I love the one that I'm wearing right now so much. I think my cheeks look so pretty. I will definitely be playing with these some more. I'll probably try to play with this on the Horizon one soon in my next few videos just so I can get some use out of it, and I'll also play with Wayfair as well, don't worry. But so far I like the blushes. I really like Colourpop's blush formula. I'm pumped about these. Can't you tell I'm so filled with excitement? Sometimes I'm editing myself and I'm like, wow, you really think you're excited right now? You sound so dull. And the lip oils. Obviously I'm only wearing one. I've only been wearing it about 20 minutes now, but I love the way it feels. I can totally see myself pulling out all of these. I think they're really nice. I like the tone. You guys know I go for a very sheer lip product a lot of the time anyway. And I just love how comfortable it feels. It just feels so glidey, so luscious. It feels like it's making my lips softer. I don't know if it is or not. It's a lip oil, so I would imagine it is. I don't know. I'm digging these. These and the blushes are the star of the show for me. I'm really happy with them. Thank you again so much, Colourpop, for sending this my way. This was not sponsored. I should have said that in the beginning. It's just PR. It's not sponsored. I'm not required to make a video. I just wanted to, and you guys seem pumped to see a video. What do you guys think of this collection? Did you pick anything up? Do you want anything? Are you not interested? I would love to hear your thoughts about it. I'm happy that Colourpop has seemed to slow down a little bit ever since the pandemic. It doesn't seem like they're coming out with an entirely new collection every week. They're still launching a lot of products, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem like a full collection like this every single week, and I'm really happy about that. I feel like they're getting to a better pace, in my opinion. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me an emoji that reminds you of the desert, whatever that means to you. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's BeauteBean. Follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Please check the link in my bio for resources on ways you can help with Black Lives Matter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.